The rain hammered against Marcus Chen's windshield as he drove home from another exhausting double shift at the hospital. His scrubs still smelled of antiseptic, and his eyes burned with fatigue. All he wanted was to collapse on his couch and maybe, just maybe, get 3 hours of sleep before his daughter Emma woke up for school. Being a single dad and an ER nurse meant surviving on coffee and willpower, but he'd learned to manage. What he hadn't learned to manage was the sight that made him slam on his brakes that November evening. A small figure sat alone at the bus stop, rain pouring down in sheets. At first, Marcus thought it was a forgotten doll or bag of clothes. But then the figure moved, and his heart dropped into his stomach. It was a child. A little girl, no more than 7 or 8 years old, wearing a thin pink jacket that was completely soaked through. She sat perfectly still on the bench, her hands folded in her lap, her eyes staring straight ahead at nothing. Marcus pulled over immediately, his nurse instincts overriding his exhaustion. He grabbed his emergency blanket from the trunk and rushed toward the bus stop. As he got closer, he noticed the white cane lying beside her on the bench. She was blind. "Sweetie, are you okay?" Marcus asked gently, kneeling down to her level. "Where are your parents?" The girl turned her face toward his voice. She had delicate features and dark hair plastered to her cheeks. Her lips were starting to turn blue from the cold. "My mommy said to wait here," she said softly. "She said someone would come get me." Marcus felt anger surge through him. What kind of parent would leave a blind child alone at a bus stop in this weather? He looked around, hoping to spot an adult nearby, but the street was empty except for passing cars that didn't even slow down. "How long have you been waiting?" he asked, wrapping the emergency blanket around her small shoulders. She shrugged. "I don't know. A long time. The buses stopped coming." Marcus checked his watch. It was nearly 10 p.m. The last bus on this route ran at 8:30. She'd been sitting here in the rain for over an hour, possibly longer. "What's your name, honey?" "Lily." "Okay, Lily. My name is Marcus. I'm a nurse, and I promise I'm here to help you. Can you tell me your mommy's phone number?" Lily recited a number, which Marcus immediately dialed. It rang and rang before going to a generic voicemail. He tried 3 more times with the same result. His jaw clenched with frustration. "Do you know where you live?" he asked. "Meadowbrook Apartments," Lily said. "Building C." Marcus knew the complex. It was about 2 miles away, and not in the best neighborhood. He made a decision. "Lily, I'm going to take you home, okay? My daughter Emma is 8 years old, just like you. We'll get you warm and dry, and we'll figure out how to find your mommy." The little girl nodded, and Marcus carefully guided her to his car. As he buckled her into the back seat, he noticed how thin she was, how her clothes were not just wet but worn and threadbare. The white cane she clutched was held together with duct tape. During the drive to Meadowbrook Apartments, Marcus learned that Lily lived with her mother, who worked multiple jobs. Her father had left when she was 3, right after she lost her vision to a rare genetic condition. Her mother was struggling, Lily explained in her matter-of-fact way that broke Marcus's heart. Sometimes there wasn't much food. Sometimes her mother cried a lot. But Lily always said she was fine because she didn't want her mommy to feel bad. When they arrived at Building C, Marcus carried Lily up the 3 flights of stairs to apartment 3B. He knocked firmly on the door. No answer. He knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. "She must still be at work," Lily said quietly. "She cleans offices downtown. She usually gets home around midnight." Marcus felt his anger return. Who leaves a blind child alone at a bus stop, expecting someone else to pick them up, without even confirming the arrangement? But then he saw Lily shivering despite the blanket, and his anger transformed into something else, determination. "Come on, Lily," he said. "You're coming home with me tonight." At his apartment, Emma was thrilled to have a new friend, though she quickly grew quiet when she realized how cold and hungry Lily was. Together, Marcus and Emma got Lily into warm, dry clothes, some of Emma's old things that were slightly too big. Marcus made hot chocolate and grilled cheese sandwiches, watching as Lily devoured the food like she hadn't eaten in days. After the girls fell asleep in Emma's room, Marcus sat at his kitchen table and called the non-emergency police line to report the situation. They took down the information but said that without evidence of immediate danger, they couldn't do much that night. They'd send someone to check on the situation in the morning. Marcus then called the number Lily had given him again. This time, someone answered. Hello. A woman's voice, thick with exhaustion and tears. Is this Lily's mother? Yes. Oh God, is she okay? Is she with you? I've been calling everyone. The woman's voice broke into sobs. She's safe. She's at my house. I found her at the bus stop on Riverside Drive, soaking wet and alone. Thank God, the woman gasped. My sister was supposed to pick her up at 6. She promised. I called and called but she never answered. I couldn't leave work, I would have lost my job, and I had no one else. I kept trying to reach my sister. I've been losing my mind. Marcus listened as the story poured out. Lily's mother, Sarah, worked 3 jobs to pay for her daughter's medical bills and specialists. Her sister had offered to pick up Lily from the after-school program and watch her until Sarah got home. But the sister, struggling with her own problems, had apparently been drinking and forgot completely. Sarah had been calling desperately for hours, torn between keeping the job that paid for Lily's medication and rushing home to her daughter. I'm a terrible mother, Sarah sobbed. I know you must think I'm a monster. Marcus closed his eyes. He thought of his own struggles after his wife died, of the times he'd had to choose between paying the rent and buying Emma new shoes, of the guilt that gnawed at him every time he had to work a double shift and leave Emma with neighbors. He thought of how easy it was to judge, and how hard it was to survive. You're not a monster, Marcus said quietly. You're a mother doing her best in an impossible situation. Come get Lily tomorrow morning. We need to talk. When Sarah arrived the next morning, she looked exactly like Marcus had expected, exhausted, worried, and carrying the weight of the world. Lily ran to her mother's arms, and Sarah held her daughter like she'd never let go. Over coffee, Marcus made a proposal. He worked nights, and Emma needed someone to watch her in the evenings. Sarah needed someone to watch Lily after school and during her evening shifts. What if they helped each other? Sarah could watch Emma in the evenings at his place, and he could make sure both girls got to school in the mornings. No money exchanged, just 2 parents helping each other survive. Sarah stared at him with disbelief. Why would you do this for us? Marcus looked at Emma and Lily, already playing together like they'd been friends forever. He thought about the village everyone said it took to raise a child, and how that village had disappeared for so many people. Because someone helped me when Emma and I needed it most, he said. Because Lily deserves better than sitting alone in the rain. Because Emma deserves to have friends and you deserve to work without worrying yourself sick. Because this is what people should do for each other. 6 months later, the arrangement had transformed all their lives. Sarah had been able to cut down to 2 jobs instead of 3. Lily had gained weight and confidence, learning to navigate Marcus's apartment with Emma's patient guidance. Emma had become fiercely protective of her best friend, learning Braille so they could share books together. And Marcus had discovered that his family didn't have to look traditional to be whole. The night he found Lily at that bus stop, Marcus had expected to find a simple situation with a simple solution. Instead, he'd found something that stunned him far more than any crisis or drama. He'd found the profound truth that sometimes the people who seem to need saving end up saving you right back.